Hello, my name is Ron Young of EO Communications Tech Advisors. I have with me today Shaphan Sylvester of Beacon Digital. We'll get into Shaphan in a little bit, but I'm going to kind of do a little bit of my ad at this point. What EO Communications does is we help build solutions. We sit with a customer, advise what their goals are. How do they want to communicate with their customers? What do they want to do for the internet? Not everybody needs 1 gig internet, especially as a small business. So what do? Call Comcast. Comcast person picks up the phone, sells them a TV, sells them a phone to save them $15 after they're spending $60 more than they should have anyway. Dealing with a tech advisor, which right now statistic is 68% of your medium to enterprise businesses are working with tech advisors. Why? We have more flexibility. We have more partners to deal with to provide the right solution. Where small businesses, you call Comcast and you get all that, you get the whole bundle. With us, we only find out what you need, what you're going to start with. And maybe takes the same money that Comcast Direct loves with all the bells and whistles, because what's real important now is when a small business's internet is down, it's down. You're out of business. You can't afford not to be able to send emails, answer calls, get into your databases, which mostly are web-based. So we'll take that same money and make it specific to you so that you're never down on the internet. You get the right speeds, not the highest speeds. So we consult and place you with the right provider. Okay, with me today I have Shaphan Sylvester with Beacon Digital. Shaphan is, tell us about yourself, Shaphan.
I'm a storyteller. It's just, I don't tell my story, I tell your story. We do that online. We're a generalized digital marketing agency that focuses on storytelling, sharing small businesses' stories online with the right people at the right time, finding where those two stories intersect and then meeting them where they're at. So, and we do that through website, social media, Google listing, whatever strategy they need to be able to effectively tell that story. We focus on that and just that. We don't try to sell them something that they don't need. A lot like you. That's what I like about our businesses is they're very much in line and it's the same mindset where we're consulting first before we go and try to sell them something.
Exactly. No matter what you do in life, a strategy of you see this girl and you want her to be your wife. Okay.
Uh-oh.
You have to build that strategy on how to build that relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing in business. How are you going to communicate? How are you going to tell your story to get it to the right people? Now, what do you run into? And I'll tell you some stories of what I've had issues with. Talking to a newer business, what kind of roadblocks do you run into of they're not willing to give you all the information? Are they really sure of their story? And how do you guide them to get the information out to tell their story?
Yeah. So first off, I absolutely love speaking with brand new business owners because of the excitement that they have. They are so excited to be on this new journey, on this new adventure. And sadly, they're up for an uphill battle most of the time, and they don't even recognize it. But I love the excitement that they come into a new business with because they do have something to offer and they do have a story to tell. And sometimes it just needs a little bit of persuasion and massaging to get that story just right to be able to resonate with their ideal clients. The things that I run into a lot of times is that excitement turns into futile effort.
Do it now.
Yeah, do it now. Going around and spending money that they don't need to spend that doesn't move the needle forward. Any new business or small business, first and primary thing is they have to find customers. They have to find their client and they have to sell their product or their service. And a lot of times they get excited about what they're offering. They get excited about their brand. They get excited about what they get to do. And then all of a sudden they're spending money on hats and merch that's not going to help them move the needle forward in their business where they should be going and networking and building on their local network and personal network to find those new clients.
Well, I said, I'll share some of my mistakes in this level.
Yeah.
You know, I'm from Michigan originally. I was the director of an internet company. So I had marketing people behind me. I had funds behind me. Okay. Mm-hmm. I had web designers behind me. I moved here in '04, opened a business right away, was still doing a lot of business in Detroit. But in 2010, when I actually incorporated the business, because I opened up in 2004 originally, I made that mistake. Got the domain name, GoDaddy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then they have a canned website. Then that canned website was plug and play, type this, put that in there. So I understood flow, but I didn't understand the content was right.
Right.
It was like 12 to 16 months later when I'm saying, dummy, stop. Okay.
Yep.
Get a professional in there that knows how to do SEO, because SEO, search engine optimization, of how companies find you online back then was just a keyword.
Oh, yeah.
25, 30 keywords.
Flood your site with keywords, throw it in on the back end, hide them in the text, turn it all white. That's
right.
That's the strategy. It doesn't work like that anymore.
No, because now it's the question.
Yeah.
How do you find a digital marketer?
Right.
How do you find a marketing company in Murfreesboro?
Oh, absolutely.
How can I get a business phone system in Murfreesboro?
In reality, SEO, it's a super powerful strategy because we're all out there trying to be seen and trying to be heard. And let's be honest, the internet is filled with anybody and everybody. And it's just a matter of being able to rise up to the top and be able to be seen above the crowd. That really makes your business stand out. And so SEO is full of minute percentages. And so if asking questions in your headlines on your website is going to move the needle a 0.5% closer towards the top, then you got to do that. If creating blog posts is going to move that needle 0.5% towards the top, you got to do that. If going on Reddit and commenting on everybody's stuff and sending links to your site is going to move the needle, then you got to start making those efforts. And it's just a matter of if you have the knowledge and understanding of how to do that, or if you need to bring in a professional to be able to do it for you and understand what actually moves the needle versus what doesn't.
And it changes on a constant basis.
It really does.
Google's changed things on a constant basis. Now you have AI. Okay. Now, basically, you do AI. I do things with AI. AI is not a solution. It's a layer on top of a program that helps you speed things up or save you a little bit of time, right?
Oh,
because
absolutely.
One thing right now with Google and using public AI is I was away out of town. My wife sent me text messages. There's no college football games on today.
Oh, no.
And I'm going, what? No. Alabama plays at 1:00 at this time at this stadium. She goes, I just Googled it and it said no college games today on a Saturday.
Yep.
So
yeah, AI misses the mark a lot of times, and that's why it can't be fully relied on as like the strategy maker. I had a client reach out to me. It's like, hey, we need to start doing this with our ad spend on Facebook. And I was like, where are you getting that from? He's like, oh, I typed it into ChatGPT and it said that we needed to build these lookalike audiences like this. And I was like, dude, they moved away from that last year to where we're not building lookalike audiences in that manner anymore. And he's like, what? I was like, no, we've already got everything taken care of. You're good on your ads. We're targeting the people that we need to speak to. But because he was excited and ambitious and wanted to make the most out of his ad spend, he was jumping on using AI, which is a great tool, but you just got to understand the limitations that it has and be able to use it in an appropriate way. Like, I wouldn't use AI to figure out who the best service provider for my internet or phone system was. I would call somebody like you because you're in it every day, all day long, and the things that AI doesn't know.
And I guess kind of staying in on this is that the reason why you deal with someone like you that likes to help build the story of the business and you can grow on that. Stories change. Your brand will change.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay? I've changed my brand 3 times in 15 years.
Got to keep them on their toes.
Because of the way the way that went. So you always need someone to talk to and say, hey, I want to do this. I want to do that. What are you seeing in the industry? Because like I said about no football games on a Saturday, Google right now is going to give you wrong information of what to do.
Oh,
so Find someone local, either build a relationship for a networking event. Yeah, maybe you'll find them on a search engine with Google or Yelp or wherever. But do your research and talk to a professional to build your brand and build.
Yeah.
Now, one thing, you're using AI with your phone system.
Yeah.
You have Sarah. Okay. Sarah is his assistant. I called him the other day. I do the same thing. He's implementing it and he does the same. And I knew how to talk to Sarah because I had someone else do a demo for me and I broke it in 10 seconds. Now, the word can be broke because you will convince that AI bot to get stumped. I don't understand, but I knew how to talk to Sarah. And so sometimes you need to train your customers on doing that.
Right.
This is,
Well, and that's one of the things that I pride myself on is, I'm not just throwing solutions out there.
Right.
I am, in an effort to share your story, I'm trying to find the best solution, the best strategy for you. So I've actually brought on a development and tester for that exact reason. And what he does is not only does he develop the prompts for my clients so that it is accomplishing the goal that they're trying to accomplish. So just to back up, I have a platform called BeConnect. It's a marketing engine based on a CRM that's the largest CRM in the entire world. More small businesses use the CRM than any other CRM, bigger than Salesforce, bigger than HubSpot, bigger than all of them. And I've white labeled it, built it out to be specific for small businesses here locally in Middle Tennessee. And part of that is all the AI tools that it comes with, like the voice answering system. We just rolled out being able to do outbound calls now with our AI. So we can actually initiate, you have to have permission, you have to have all the checks and balances there, but you can initiate, and this is great for things like appointment reminders. A lot of people are sending out texts for appointment reminders. Not everybody uses text. And so now we can send out a text. If they don't respond to that text, we can initiate an AI call that actually speaks like a human and can communicate like a human, but we make sure that all of our AIs are specifically designed as AIs to notify the person that, hey, you're speaking to an AI, but I'm here to assist you. And so my developer, he'll build out the prompts, and then he tests the prompts rigorously and verifies. So the conversation that you had was great because you spoke clearly, you spoke directly, and within 2 prompts, you were speaking to me.
yeah, it was like dealing with a receptionist, and it's like a real voice. I mean, I do the same thing in the business to where we have virtual assistants through multiple providers. And when you do something like that, to any business out there, is you need to have that database together, garbage in, garbage out.
Absolutely.
So you need to say, here's the questions that are commonly asked to us, because the purpose of the AI is not to eliminate a person.
Right.
It's to take that person and put them in a more productive role within the company, because there are a lot of solutions that require the human factor along with the AI bot.
Right.
Because AI doesn't have a personality. It listens to commands. And if you're inputting the wrong commands, you're confusing the people calling. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. His prompts were pretty simple. Are you looking for this? Are you looking for that? And I said, I want to talk to Shaphan.
Yep.
And it says, for what? Personal matter. And
Yeah, I think you said about a call.
about this event, about him being on here, upcoming podcast.
Yep.
And it took me right to him.
Yeah.
Because you even took a summer off and had Sarah handle all this.
Oh yeah, it's been amazing. So as a small business, a lot of times people don't realize how accessible this technology is now. And for a very, very affordable rate, a small business can implement this, and it doesn't have to be some big elaborate thing. It can be something as simple as filtering calls, because I get about 17 spam calls and telemarketing calls every single day on my work line. Not a single one of those calls comes through to me.
Right.
And it's because of AI, because Sarah says, hey, what do you need? And if they say, I want to sell you a phone system, she says, that sounds great. Let me get your information and I'll get somebody to get in contact with you. Or if it's God forbid, one of those Google verification calls that I get. Seriously, I get more of those than anything else. They're a scam. They're not going to help you verify your Google. It's a mess. But yeah, I mean, she says, sounds like this is an automated call, and just hangs up on them.
Right.
No sense in wasting minutes, wasting time, wasting anything on that. So what that helps me as a small business owner, and what I'm excited to be able to help my clients with, is to be able to help them know that anytime their phone rings, it is for an important matter that they need to address,
Right.
and they can address.
And with AI and phone systems, and AI does a lot of things other than just, your marketing by typing in the keywords and typing in a story, and then you adjusting the story based on what AI does. But there's two types of AI. You have your public AI, which just searches the internet.
Yep.
The public internet, which of course we know everything on the internet is true, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, right. And then you have domain.
Mm-hmm.
You have AI domain. A lot of people say, well, it's about 2 or 3 years down the road. Well, I have a carrier who's been doing it for 10.
So tell me a little
Recorded
bit more about, explain. I think I know what you're talking about, but when you talk about domain AI.
Domain AI is a company one of the companies I work with. They're more dealing business with contact centers or call centers.
Mm-hmm.
What they've done is internally on their own servers, they have stored live, true life conversations. And it only is within their platform so that they know. And I got a story about a 911 and 911 call.
Mm-hmm.
It was all done, programmed the right way using domain AI. 911 call centers, they have 4 minutes to de-escalate the call.
Yeah.
So what that does is it looks into what's in the database and gives that agent a script. This is what you should say, or here's 2 options. Okay. Read it, talk it, because you need a live person. You're not going to talk to an AI bot if you're getting ready to
Yep.
shoot yourself, right? Well, this call is that after about 2 minutes, it sees that we're still getting the same concept. I got a knife. I've had it. I'm done with my life. I'm depressed.
Yeah.
So it takes those keywords, looking into what is on the servers within that development. Again, I'm talking about a company that has 10 years of experience
Right.
of multiple calls. This particular call, 2 minutes, then what it does is it dials in a manager
Yeah.
of the call center. Not to get on the call to confuse, but to listen to the keywords of what's going on. So they're dialing 911, they're calling the ambulance, they're calling the police department. This call was de-escalated in 3 minutes.
Awesome. Yeah.
So when you look at domain AI, you're looking at something that's been self-contained, true, reliable, real life questions, not looking, because when they did a demo on me, this one company that wanted me to be a partner, I was just trying to see what
Yeah.
they did. All they did was look at my website and look at communication website. I broke it in 30 seconds. Like I said, it was 2 seconds and I had
Yeah.
her head spinning. Okay.
Yep.
But building strategies in marketing, building strategies in your communication, building strategies in the databases you use, building strategies on the internet or the internet backup or data backup. You need to build a strategy. I'm opening a business. I'm going to call Comcast. I'm going to call AT&T. Well, those are the big names. You're going to call them.
Right.
But you're not getting that personal touch.
You're not getting the personal touch, and you're not getting what you need. You're getting what they have. And that's what
Right.
I see, like in my line of work in marketing, is somebody says, oh, I need a website. I don't like this, or I don't know how to use this little builder that GoDaddy has. And so they go out and they find a website company. And what does that website company do? It sells them the best website that they can sell them,
Right.
because that's what they do. That's their job. Instead of having a strategy where, okay, what do we need to invest in? What's your marketing budget? Okay, we only have X amount to put towards a website because we have to put this much towards ad spend. We have to put this much towards print material. We have to put this much towards SEO and things of that nature. So yeah, we can't spend that on a website. Let's find a better solution versus just going to a website company and getting a great website, and now you got no money for anything else.
Kind of the same solution. Like I said, we're kind of focusing on deal with an advisor, deal with someone who's going to guide you where to go. Because with my providers, I'll say, here's where you are now. Where do you want to be in 5 years? because I have so many different providers in between, I'm going to say this company is good here because you're going to be looking at a budget. You don't need all the bells and whistles, but this company has the bells and whistles for you to add, and then you jump up a package, or this package can be added. I mean, there's carriers now is I have something that was added to my phone system. It doesn't cost me anything. It rates my call.
Yeah.
It tells me, was I excited enough? Was it a positive call?
Did you follow
Was
the
I
script?
neutral? Did I make a mistake, or was the customer mad? So it gives me red, yellow, green. I can go back and review every single call, take a look at the script, and it tells me what line item or what session there in the conversation went wrong.
Yeah.
So that's a great tool for training,
Oh, absolutely.
because number one, great tool for training. And if you want to use AI on top of that, now here's the questions that were asked, here how they should be handled. Now you're building that database for AI.
Yeah, exactly. And even as a small business owner, they don't think about things like this when it's just them solo. But any small business, they should be wanting to grow and expand and scale themselves. And so being able to utilize tools like that, that you know of, but they don't necessarily know of, and you know the value of, well, that's going to allow them in the future. Hey, I've got all of this data set of information of these calls that I've made, that I've had success with, that I've had failures with, and now I can build out an SOP for my employees that say, do these things, don't do these things because I've screwed up and I've made the mistakes and I know.
Right.
And it's just, it goes back to strategy. And
Well, I have a lot of, I've been in the business for 40 years.
yeah,
Okay. I pretty much have seen it all. I get surprised occasionally. But when you start a business, you need to communicate well. You need to advertise well. You need to have internet presence. You don't need to start with the big ball of wax. I'm not coming in with a contact center at $75 a seat for one single user. Number one, I can't do it for one user. And having you come in and say, they need a $10,000 website. But you need to scale, and that's why you talk to an advisor or someone that wants to guide you. Here's where you are. Here's where what I'm building here for you now. We can continue as you make more money and you see your ROI. Now you put more money in as you get more business, because what you always find out, and I did this training at Pinnacle, is a lot of people get into a business because they're good at it, but they don't know how to run it.
Well,
We've all made that mistake.
They're good at one part, or they're better at one part than their previous employer. I run into that all the time.
Right.
Like, oh, I can do this part better. Okay. Well, what about the accounting side? What about the marketing side? What about the sales side? What about the, all these other parts? But yeah, you can install an air conditioner a whole lot better and a whole lot cheaper than the other guy. But
Will it work?
the air conditioner will probably work, but can you actually sell it? Can you run the business? Can you hire employees? And so that's where small businesses, they really have to focus on, okay, is this a business or is this a job that I'm creating myself? And honestly, I don't want to work for guys that are creating for themselves a job. They're not looking to expand. They're not looking to grow. They're looking to have no boss over them and make an income. I want to work with guys that are ready to move the needle forward and really make a difference in the community and help people. And that means employing more people. That means finding more customers. That means growing their business instead of just working in it.
It's kind of the way that I started out. I always had the dream of growing. Okay. But with that growing was never by adding employees.
Right.
Okay. I deal through a technology service brokerage firm that gives me 500 suppliers. That's with cybersecurity and internet backup and physical security and door locks and everything that we do. So I have a plethora of services that I can solve any technical issue or solution that a business needs. I have 22 engineers. There's something complex. I get the specialist of that engineer to say, hey, I'm having this issue. Will you get on a call with me, which is free to the customer? And these are guys that are certified in 8, 9, 10, 12 levels of technology. And then if not, then we can bring in the supplier I'm choosing, which I screen, and bring their engineers in. So I'm like a Fortune 500 company, and it's only me. I use subcontractors locally. You know, I can do websites. I can do SEO. But I choose to give back to the community and refer people I've met, people I've known, people I trust. That was my model. And I like doing that. But that was my business model the whole time.
Oh yeah. And that's the beauty of small business is, just because you want to grow and you want to expand doesn't mean that you have to take on the responsibility of all of those employees. Like if you wanted to offer, installation, you don't have to go and hire a bunch of installers to put this stuff in, because you can partner with a company that says, hey, we don't want to go and figure out what they need. We just want to install our systems. Right. And so that's where the benefit of having an advisor come in and do that, because let's face it, Ron, you do employ more than just yourself, because you've got an accountant that helps with your books and keeping you straight.
Right.
You've got a marketing company that helps with your website and making sure that it stays up and stays secure and stays active all the time. You've got your plethora of subcontractors that you're working with on a consistent basis. So being one guy doesn't mean that that you're not growing and not moving the needle. And I think that where small business falls into a rut is where they get really excited about their business. They get really excited about moving forward, and then they invest in the stuff needed to make it happen, but then don't invest in the growth. And then they get stuck in this loop of, I work really hard to find a job. I finish the job. I work really hard to find another job. I finish the job, and it's feast and famine, and there's no room for growth.
Well, one benefit, like I say, that yes, I've done wiring. I've pulled gosh knows how many Cat 6 and how much fiber miles and thousands of miles of that, but I just don't want to do it anymore. But the benefit of calling me is someone goes, well, I call, guy calls me, hey, do you do this? I need this toned out. I need this on a phone system, or, for the wiring in my phone system. Do you have time? And I said, let me call scheduling and my thing. I says, I have 3 providers I can go to. First one I called, which is the one I was thinking because he's local. I called him. He said, what was the guy's name? Oh, yeah, I talked to him and told him we were 2 weeks out. I said, well, guess what? I told him we were 1 to 2 weeks out anyway, because you were the first one I was thinking about. I called another one. Yeah, we can come, but it's going to be a travel fee. How much? Can you get there Monday or Tuesday? Well, then I called my third. Ron, yes, I have time. 11:30 it is. I'll be there.
Yeah.
I had the flexibility because I didn't have to deal with my employees, which probably would have been booked out 2 weeks.
Oh, absolutely. And you knew that the company that you were calling had the qualifications and the knowledge needed to be able to do the job.
Right.
Versus if I'm just looking up on Google and taking, I'm sorting through reviews, I'm sorting through websites. I'm like, who puts on their website, yeah, we can tone out a wire and identify a drop for you so that you can plug it into your network. Right. I mean, sure.
Small job, but
small job, $60, $70, $120, whatever, for the trip charge. But the amount of time and effort that saves.
Someone to talk to.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm going to let you wrap up what you do and what you're looking for. Get your contact information out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am Shaphan Sylvester with Beacon Digital, helping small businesses to share their stories online through digital strategies like websites, social media, Google listings, making sure that the right story is shared with the right person at the right time. You can find me online at beacondigitalllc.com or on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all the places. But we'd love to sit down and have a strategy session with you and understand your story and how that fits into the bigger picture of what you're trying to accomplish. Really, who I'm trying to reach is those guys that are excited right now, that are just branching out on a new adventure in business, and helping to provide them the strategies needed to move forward effectively and without spinning their wheels too awfully much. So
great.
Appreciate you having me here, Ron.
And I'm glad you came. I knew it'd be a good conversation. And I'm Ron Young of Eco Communications. We're a tech advisory company. We work with multiple providers so we can build a solution for your business, not the competitor's business. Make sure you're stable, that you don't lose internet, that your phone system is there, that it will grow and grow with you, not against you. And our initial consults are free just to get you on track, to get working. I mean, effectively. If you're one or two people, you need to communicate more effectively because of that, because you don't have a full staff. You can reach us at 615-278-9896 for your free consult, or website eaglecommunications.net. And I want to thank Trent from Spread the Positive for being the editor and photographer and producer of this. So follow Spread the Positive. They do a great job. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.